Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. We should be live. Hello again. So, after Tuesday's stream and losing my mind while playing Fire Warrior, I thought, let's do a more relaxing stream. And I guess this technically started as a joke. One of my friends said, "Oh, what if you explain the entire plot of Fortnite?" And I said, "Yeah, that's an idea and a half. I'll do that." So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna try and explain the entire plot of Fortnite as I know it. And before we start, I want to lay some ground rules. One, it's been a very long time since I pay attention to the story, so either I'm gonna forget stuff, or I won't know stuff, such as the newer plot. Because the newer plot I just completely lost because you gotta talk to like characters and stuff, and I was getting to the point that I stopped doing like Battle Royale challenges for story and all that. Just yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Put Fortnite music on. I thought something changed. And I guess to keep up with the theme of Fortnite. Huzzah! Oh, I still have my unregistered hypercam from last. Oh shit. There we go. All right. So I should put on some music. I know Fortnite has music, but like, I don't. I wish someone just made a playlist. This is just the one song for like 2 hours. Okay. What? Okay, I'll trust. I'm gonna put my trust in these playlists. And hopefully, I don't get claimed. I hope. Put this up to 50. Yeah, that should be good. Just because there's nothing else happening, so. Alright, and then I should be able to see that. Okay, let me, loud chair. Let me, get up here. Move over. Okay, still got that. Get off their tippy toes. Alright, so we got a lot of room to work with. So, I guess we'll start over here, and then basic timeline of here to here. I feel like I should center the camera a bit more. Let's see. Is that better? There should be a, maybe there's a photo resolution, stream resolution, lock. Okay, the lock doesn't really do anything. I just wanna filters, no. Times, no. Okay, that's the resolution. Oh wait, focus. Why is focus so... Okay, semi-auto manual. Okay, never mind. Turn that off. Okay, whatever. I'll just work with it. Deal with it. Alright. So we have a couple pens to work with. I'll work with... Oh, God. Alright. We got a couple pens to work with. I'll just work with basic black just so it shows up better on stream. Alright. So let's start over here. I guess, oh, Wait, I'm in the wall. Okay. Okay, I guess I should put a line where I should. There we go. This is gonna be odd. Okay, put that there. This isn't copyright, is it? Shouldn't be copyrighted. I am putting my trust in you, random man. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, let me write... the... Oh, it's backwards. Come on. Is it backwards on stream? No, it's not. It shouldn't be. Yeah. Okay. The plot of Fortnite. Okay. You can read that, right? Yeah, you can read that. Okay, so I won't go... So I'll go in... How do I start this? Okay. So let's start how the game starts, and not how the plot starts. Because if we start from the plot, then... If we start... So basically, if we start from where the plot starts, we would have to start with the Big Bang and the creation of our galaxy. So let's not do that. Let's start with Fortnite. So I guess we start back in 2017. Should I get rid of this Among Us? Probably. How do I... Is there an eraser? Oh, it's only mask clear? Oh no. Oh no. There's no pen. So if I fuck up, I fuck up. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Also, the song's awful. Wait. Okay, wait, what does this do? Okay. Alright, should I go find another world that has erasable... Okay. There's no... Okay. Yeah, we're early on. We'll clear everything. So we have a perfect slate. Okay, so... There we go. Alright, so... You know what? I'll do the opposite. Let's put this low. This is Fortnite still, right? Please don't get me copyrighted. Alright, the plot of Fortnite. Okay. I know it's gonna bother people that this isn't centered, but I'm not good centering shit. So, alright, let's start over here. So, 2017 and the creation of Battle Royale. I'll just call it BR just so I don't have to write so much. Okay, so 2017, nothing much happened at the start, though. What is this song? What the fuck is this song? Whatever. Okay. So with Battle Royale, so with 2017 and the early seasons, season, I want to say 1 through 3. I guess I should go by season. So, turn down the music so they can hear. Oh, the music is too loud. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, great. I hate. Why is. Okay, is that better? I turned it down by 5%. I generally cannot tell when the music's loud or not. Thank you, OBS audio mixer, for failing me once again. But thank you, Rose Nico, for catching that. I'll just keep it low. I'll just keep that low. All right. So I guess if people didn't hear me, the plot of Fortnite, I'm rusty at this. Nearly like 9%, now 40%. Okay. Can you still hear the music, but just as like background stuff? I literally hit one button. I literally hit one button twice. So, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so plot of Fortnite. Base rules. 1. It's been a while since I paid attention to the plot, so I'll definitely be rusty. 2, if I miss something, don't blame me, I'm rusty. And 3, later on in Fortnite's lifespan or the chapters, I'm probably not going to know a lot because I stopped paying attention to the plot because Fortnite just stopped caring by Epic, and Fortnite just stopped caring about its own plot by itself. So, also, another thing, we're starting from how the game presents it, or we're starting from the timeline of 2017 to now, not how the game starts, not how the game presents the timeline, because if we had to go by how the game presents the timeline, we would have to start with the Big Bang and the creation of the universe. And I do not want to do that. So we'll start in 2017 with the creation of Battle Royale. So nothing much happens with the start of Battle Royale. No one even thought there was going to be a plot, actually. So from seasons 1 to 3, nothing much happens. Seasons 1 to 3, not a lot happens. Though, one important thing that was in season 1 to 3 that people noticed were the bunkers. These graded the bunkers. So these gated off entrances that went down into the earth that you could not get into, but everyone would always like smash their pickaxe into it, hoping that they can get in somehow. This would not lead to anything until literal like 2-3 years later. Okay, so at the end of season 1 to 3, nothing much happened until the meteor showed up. So the meteor is really where the plot of Fortnite begins. So the meteor at the end of season 3. So with season 3, it was. I'm trying to remember. I think I'm getting this right. Yeah. So with season 3, it was you would see all these telescopes around the map. And these telescopes point in a certain direction. And you could see up in the sky a comet. And I'm not sure if it was like the last week of season 3 or the last day of season 3, but fragments from that comet started falling from the sky. And it wasn't until the start of Season 4 where the plot really started to get going. So with Season 4, we have the plot of superheroes versus... So we have the plot of heroes versus villains. So that's where we get... that's where we got the Carbide skin, we get the... what's the other skin that's not Carbide that no one really uses? Or do people use it? Probably people use it, I'm an idiot. Heroes versus villains. I hope you can read this. Listen, you might not be able to read it. If you want to know, just ask if you can't. Just ask if you can't read it. I'll reread it. But basically, Season 4, heroes versus villains. That was the main plot, and you had and that was the battle pass. There was also the big meteor that was now within what used to be Dusty Depot, and now it's known as, I think, Dusty Divot. So I'll go from here. Start from here. Oh no. Okay, Dusty Depot. To... Or... I'm trying to save space, so I'll point an arrow down to Dusty. Okay, this is gonna... I just remembered that if I mess up, I can't erase it. Maybe I should go to a map that has an eraser. Even though I like this map, because this map has a big wall! I should go to a map with an eraser just so if I do screw up, because already I'm having my good old problem of drift, and that's going to create a lot of lines, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to quickly look for a map that we can go to where we can draw a bit better. Where's a good drawing map? Draw animations, draw fireworks, quick draw, Minecraft presentation, quest drawing room. Okay, let's see. Let's try this one. Let's try this map here. Maybe this map will have erasers, hopefully. Okay, this map loaded really quick. I hope it has erasers. Please. And I'll just quickly redraw everything. Oh, it has really big pencils. Okay. Also, I don't like how you can get underneath the, I don't like how you can get underneath that. Okay, so let's get up here. Okay, do these work like... Okay. And then... How do I erase? Can I erase? Oh. Oh, this is a big erasing block. Big block to erase, okay. Oh, so like it's a whiteboard. Okay, perfect. Alright, set up the camera. Okay, step one. I remember there was a button to center the camera, but I don't remember it. Pins, mask. I swear, wasn't there a button? Okay, first off, is this... Yeah, okay. Just sitting down for a quick second. Okay, that looks really bad. Okay, I just want to quickly find the button. Oh, perfect camera mode. Multi-layer local. Okay, no, that's not it. Did they get rid of the button, or am I just an idiot? Oh, here we go, behavior. Why is it so scuffed? Auto level. Okay. Auto level pitch. There we go, there we go. So now I can zoom in here. Oh, there we go. Alright, perfect. Alright. So we're all set up now. Let me just quickly redo all my points. So let me just quickly get down here. This might be too big of a pen. I'll make it work. Okay, plot of Fortnite. Hopefully you can read that. Close enough. Alright, so let's restart again. So, this is gonna be odd. Okay. So, season 1, 2, 3, not much happens, except bunkers. Bunker and meteor. Okay, just to save on room, I'm gonna keep going down. So that's when we're introduced to season 4 with heroes. Heroes versus villains. I'll just do in short because I'll just write in short just so I can get through this all fast because we got a lot of ground to cover. So heroes versus villains. Oops. This is still Fortnite music, right? I don't know. Every time I come back, it's like, is this still Fortnite music? Yes, it is. Just put it up there. There we go. Ah! Almost tripped over my own cord. Okay, heroes versus villains. And then... Oh, why? It was so fine. Okay. So, season 1 to 3, nothing much happens, with the exception of the bunkers being a big mystery and the meteor. And the meteor, which crash landed into Dusty Depot, which began season 4. With season 4, we had heroes versus villains with Carbide and what's the other one? Carbide and Cobalt? Is it? I don't remember. There's that weird lollipop girl, generic military guy, because this was before Fortnite stopped doing that. And yeah, and so Dusty Depot turned to Dusty Divot, and we had Moon Rocks. Should I write down Moon Rocks? They're not that important. So the Heroes versus Villains was actually, so it was actually played up through unlockable wallpapers that it was just a scene for a movie, or so we thought. So the meteor was real, obviously, but I guess they wanted to do a movie around the meteor or something. I don't know, I'm just kind of speculating. So then with this, we have the introduction of the one that basically, so the meteor started it, but this kind of started a lot of things. We have the Visitor. Oh, I'm going to... Can't... Visit... The Visitor. So the Visitor, so after a couple months of gameplay, like I said, I'm not going to speak on everything. Like, I'm not going to talk about like the little Easter eggs around the map, etc., just the main plot. So the Visitor was found out to be within the inside of the meteor. So once a crack team cracked through the meteor, or whoever was at the site of the meteor cracked through it, it was found to be, they found some sort of capsule inside, some sort of chamber, and that's when the Visitor, the secret skin of the season, gets introduced. And so the Visitor escapes. I don't know specifically what happens. He just escapes, runs off to a different part of the island. And that's where we come to the villain's lair, where he begins creation of the rocket. What is this music? So the rocket. So I believe, yes. So the rocket was, so even though a lot of people like to think that the rocket was built at Dusty Depot, it was actually built originally, I believe, in the corner of the map. I don't think it was built originally at Dusty Depot. Am I right or am I wrong? It was built in like the villain's lair. Yeah, I think I'm right. You know what? I'll quickly double check, just so I'm not wrong. Uh-oh. I lost the plot. Or I lost the camera. Yeah, I was right. So it wasn't at Dusty Depot. Okay. That's what I thought. It's just that we've had, like, what, 3 rocket launches now, and, like, 2 out of the 3 have been at Dusty Depot. Where did my camera go? Oh, it's over there. Okay. So the rocket launched from this secret site. I don't know if it was named on the map. I'm unsure, but it was the villain's lair. the Villain's Lair POI, I don't think it was named on the map. But anyway, it launched, and it flew around for a bit, and what people thought was going to happen was everyone joked about it destroying Tilted Towers. There was places all over the map. I think there was either hints or, first off, there was televisions showing the date of when the rocket was going to launch. Second, there was obviously the big announcement of the first live event and the one time only you would be able to see this. And I believe there was a bunch of hints that the rocket was going to go destroy Tilted Towers, which in the plot of Fortnite, or outside of Fortnite, more the community of Fortnite, people really hate Tilted Towers because everyone dropped there, so everyone died there. So destroying Tilted Towers would have been really funny. And why is my nose so itchy? And so the rocket zoomed around for a bit and was going to strike Tilted Towers, except it didn't. That's where we get introduced to the rifts. Now the rifts are very important. So when it's about to aim down Tilted Towers, a rift appears, and then it goes through more rifts, and then it just zooms around, and then just up into the sky. Big rift over the whole island, from what I remember. So then, that's when we. Ooh, that's weird looking. So then, we get hype for season 5. So season 5, we get introduced to the side story of Drift. Now, even though with the plot of Drift is actually not that important to the plot. Oddly enough, he kind of just shows up and then disappears. He's more of a side character later on in Fortnite's story, but at the start of season 5, Rift was quite important. So with the creation of the rifts, a bunch of items were popping in from other dimensions, and dimensions, timelines, etc. So some things were going missing, some things were appearing. I think that's how we got the Viking Village map, or the Viking Village POI on the top of the map. I believe that was through a rift. And that's how we got the Tomato Head. That's how we got Tomato Temple, I think. I think we got Tomato Temple because of the rifts. Correct me if I'm wrong. That might be a Season 8 thing. I'm not fully sure. But in a very famous trailer for Season 5, we see Rift, who was spray painting a Durr Burger that teleported to our world in the desert. He gets transported to the island. And so we start our adventure in Season 5. And let me just quickly take a drink here because, oh boy, I am parched. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah. So, Drift's story starts. So, I'll put down Drift as a note, though he's not super important to the later of the plot. But he is the start of a plot. Even though I said that all the way back in Season 4. But Drift was, I feel like, more of a story that we followed than the superheroes. So, Drift, we see through unlockable wallpapers, and you'll notice a pattern with unlockable wallpapers, we follow his story through the island. He meets up with Rex, or what's the name of the dinosaur skin? Is it Rex? I might be wrong. Fossil Fighter, I don't know. Call Team Leader, and I think Raven? I'm not sure. But Season 5 introduces something also very important to the plot. The cube, known as Kevin. So there was this special area on the map that had all these cactuses. People noticed that the cactuses were being struck by lightning every here or so there. Then once they were all struck, Kevin rose out from nothing, basically, and he was interactable. If you hit him, he would do damage. Plot-wise, oh, I remember now. It was, so Drift's gang was Drift, the T-Rex guy, Cull Team Leader, and Bright Bomber. That was the team. And through the plot, we found out if you touched the cube, it creates clones or some evil corruption version. That's how we got Dark Bomber. I think that's the name of the character. I'm not fully sure. But anyways, around this time, we get introduced to the Enforcers. I believe that's the name of this, which is the secret skin of Season 5. Let me crouch down here. Does that look good? There you go, the Enforcers. So, the Enforcers basically show up out of a rift and try to, I don't know, arrest or detain Drift and his group. We don't really know anything about the Enforcers. They just kind of show up, and they just kind of be assholes, and that's kind of it. So that's just kind of a side plot, not super important. What is important is back to Kevin. So Kevin, he starts moving. So he slowly starts to rotate around the map. People follow him around. Some people like to do the gag of waiting for him to move and then get crushed by Kevin. Some people like to try and push him, etc., etc. Fun times. But then Kevin finally gets to his final destination, which is Loot Lake. Oh, there's a race. I don't know if that erases all or not. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, so let me just put the eraser over here. So Loot Lake. Ah. Can you guys read that? Close enough. Loot Lake. So Kevin gets to Loot Lake, and once he enters the water, he starts to sink. And basically, Kevin got dissolved from Loot Lake. I don't know what's in Loot Lake. I don't know what Kevin's made out of, but it happens. And so, once that happens, Kevin dissolves and basically turns Loot Lake into a giant, not a giant cube, but more just, he jellifies Loot Lake and it just becomes super bouncy. And that's around the end of Season 5. And that's where we start Season 6. So with Season 6, things start getting weird. Or more bad. Season 6 is when Kevin becomes an island. Basically, he did not dissolve into the Loot Lake, he just fell into it. And he rose back up, carrying the center island of Loot Lake up with him. And below it is this giant circle. It creates a tornado effect. You can fly up to the island, etc., etc. Kevin Island. You guys can read that. Kevin Island. So I don't know why, but I feel like season 6 I feel like is important, but at the same time it doesn't feel super important. I don't know how to describe it, but basically it starts out pretty tame, no side stories. No side stories. Battle Pass wise, nothing too important from my knowledge. Who was the secret skin in season 6? Who was the secret skin in season 6? What's this? I don't know, I'm drifting away. So, season 6. Kevin Island. Season 6 Battle Pass, not so much. Not a lot of things. We are introduced to... the secret skin was a robot that went around scanning things and detecting things around the island. Some people say he worked for the Enforcers, and some people say he was working for other things later. I'll get to that once we get there. But he kind of snooped around. Snooping as usual, I see. I think I'm on... Yeah, because that and that and that. Yeah. So I'm right. So, yeah, so this secret skin, I don't really know. He was just kind of snooping as usual. And so... so halfway through, mainly around October for Fortnitemares, Kevin explodes. Give me eraser. Kevin... Oh no. Yeah, that kind of looks like an explosion. Kevin kabooms. I just don't want to type explodes. That's a lot of words. So Kevin explodes. It doesn't actually destroy the island. The island's still there, but now it's cracked into multiple parts. And with it, cube zombies start showing up. These are just the basic... Now, I believe at this time, and I say at this time because this will be very different later, these are just the cubes. These are just the basic zombies from Save the World. Also, if you're wondering where Save the World fits into Fortnite's plot, it doesn't. Or at least from what I've seen. So, zombies is very important. So zombies invade the island in certain parts of the map. At this point, Kevin, as if it's not obvious after exploding, is very unstable. And I believe the center of the island... I don't remember if the center of the island has been opened yet? I don't think so. I think also Kevin sheds a tear before exploding, I think. I might be wrong. But after this, we get excuse me. We get the live event. Now, let me double check on what happens in the live event. Even though I am doing this live, I just need to remember more important parts of the plot. Even though this will definitely become more of a plot later. Fortnite Season 6. Okay. Evil Battle Pass. Event. No, I don't care for Chapter 2, Season 6. I don't care about Chapter 6. I want Season 6. You fools. There we go. Yes, so... Okay, so I was wrong. So Kevin didn't explode. More so, he's kind of floating in the middle and the island explodes. The island he was a part of explodes, though there are still chunks of Kevin floating around. Okay, so this is where he starts sparking, spinning. I'm cheating heavily here. Alright. Alright. I think I know where to go from here. So Kevin explodes, zombies, and then Kevin... I'll put Kevin explodes again. Ah. Okay, Kevin explodes again. That's a perfect G. So Kevin explodes again, and that leads all the Fortniters, all the islanders, all the I can't say that word yet. It'll make no sense yet. All the players to the void. This name doesn't actually have a name yet. It's just the void, or yeah, I don't think it has a name yet. So it sends them to the void. Or what some people like to believe is the center of the island, and I believe that is correct. But after Kevin explodes again, it sends all the players to the void, and that's where they run into the Rift Butterfly. Now, the Rift Butterfly, I feel like it's not super important. It's more just an entity that keeps showing up. So after Kevin explodes, it basically destroys what was left of Loot Lake. And I believe Loot Lake, after everyone's teleported back from the butterfly, Loot Lake is drained. So Loot Lake is no longer Loot Lake, I think. That, or it makes an island in the middle. I'm not sure. But basically, after all this, we get introduced to Season 7, where it gets a little chilly. So Season 7, we have Captain Winter, who comes from the land of the ice and snow, with the midnight sun and the hot springs below. I think that's how the song goes. I don't know. Should I cap? Yeah, so Captain Winters. I think his name's Captain Winter. Captain Franz, or Captain St. Nicholas, I don't know. Captain Winter. I'm gonna call him Captain Winter, even though I might be wrong. You know, I'll just double check because people are gonna watch this. Fortnite. Sergeant. Okay, it's Sergeant Winter. I was a fool. I don't know much about the military, so I don't know if I promoted or demoted him, but... So... Get rid of that. Sergeant Winter. Where did my... Oh, there it is. So Sergeant Winter. So Sergeant Winter basically comes over to the island with a giant iceberg. The iceberg is very important because not only it brings a bunch of ice and snow, new POI, etc., but the Ice King. So this is where Fortnite kind of takes not really takes a break from the plot, but more just a lot of stuff in Season 7 doesn't really matter in the huge scheme of things. Like, after Season 7, the Ice King's kind of forgotten about, Sergeant Winter's kind of forgotten about, except for like some little quests here and there throughout later Fortnite seasons. The big thing is that people notice is there's a giant eyeball. I think I'm right about that. That there is, I believe, a giant eyeball within the iceberg. Oh, also, the Ice King freezes the entire island because Primo. Christmas winter update. But like I said, it just goes back to normal, etc., etc. So I believe I should be right that you see a giant eyeball, which I won't write down because that'll come into play later. But just keep an eye on it. Ayo, I'm not funny. Oh, that's really bad. That's a really bad drift. I really gotta get a new headset, but I don't know. Facebook has just been screwing everybody over. More in the sense that I'm mad about their new Oculus 3 because I don't need... I'm a simple guy. I don't need like a billion spaces of storage, and I don't care if like I see every little pixel. I'm using just a Quest 2 and I'm fine. But so I'm like, so originally I was actually going to be like, I'll just buy a 3 mini or whatever. Then I find out it doesn't have an aux cord. Why would you do that? Why? It takes no money to put in an extra aux cord. Why design it like that? Why design it that I have to pay like $300 more because I don't want people to hear I don't want people to hear like children screaming when I play this game publicly. Like, Jesus. Whoever designed that is an ass. Whoever thought of that idea was an asshole. Anyway. Tangent. By the way, this is why I put it as 18 plus, because I swear like a sailor, and I'm talking about Fortnite, which is a glorious combination. Ugh. Itchy nose. Anyways. So the Ice King freezes the island, and that's where we get introduced to the secret skin, the prisoner. Oh, whoops. So the prisoner, he's this guy covered in shackles, and over the course of doing challenges, he slowly dethaws, and you find out that he's a magma man. He's a man made of magma. He's a firebender, at which the Ice King imprisoned because fire and ice don't get along. But he basically screws off, and I believe that's the end of Season 7, really. Nothing else is really of note story-wise. Like, yeah, it brings in the big Infinity Blade, which isn't really a lore thing. It's more just, oh, here's a little item from our other game we made, and then everyone complained that it was OP as hell, and it was. Especially during like a mainline tournament that everyone saw how broken it was, and so they removed it. But yeah. So after the prisoner escapes, he screws off and goes to another part of the island. and either makes a volcano or someone else makes a volcano. I don't remember which is which. But that's where we get to Season 8. So Season 8, we have half the island. So we have now some of the island is tropical and some of the island's still frozen. And we have a fight between the Ice King, the prisoner, and I don't know, pirates. This map's kind of all over the place, story-wise. You have like the Keymaster, which never gets brought up again. No one really knows why. Everyone called it the bootleg Naruto skin. Just gems, gold, and looting and pirates. It was a fun season, but lore-wise, not super important. Except for the volcano. And I think at this point, I might be wrong, it might be Season 8, but at this point, a piece or chunk of the giant glacier or the giant iceberg that came to the island in Season 7 is now broken off, and it's drifting out into the ocean. Bye-bye, bye-bye iceberg, bye-bye glacier. It's drifting away. We don't have to think about it until Season 9. And so, that says volcano. Volcano. There we go. So, the volcano happens. I think lore-wise it started by this magma guy who's the secret skin to Season 8. But basically, the volcano does a thing that everyone thought... Oh yeah, kind of forgot. People also thought Kevin was going to destroy Tilt Towers, but didn't. I think I also forgot to say that when Kevin was moving around the island, or when Kevin did explode the first time, he started moving around the island. That, or it's the other way around. I don't remember. Like I said, this is a very scuffed way of explaining Fortnite. But basically, volcano happens, the volcano destroys a bunch of POIs, and finally destroys Tilted Towers. Oh, also, I forgot to say, I just remembered, Season 5, with the creation of the Rift, in Season 8, we get a very important character. I almost forgot. Season 8, we get the main man, the main boy, our man in yellow, the Prince of Potassium, Peely. Peely is actually important to the plot of Fortnite, which is really funny to say. So... oh my god. But yeah, with Season 8 we get the introduction of Peely. Anyway. The volcano happens, destroys a bunch of POIs with Tilted Towers. And with a new trailer for Season 9, we see that Jonesy, or a Jonesy, intent, and Peely enter a bunker, and they have no food, so Peely gets turned into a smoothie. This is canon. And we're not even done Season 1 yet. We still have like 6 different chapters to go. We're not even done Chapter 1 yet. So Peely... and now on to Season 9. So Season 9, this is where it gets a little bit more important. Also, I completely forgot one part about Season 8 that was also very important. The vault. Where should I put this? The vault. What's this song? Anyway. The vault. So I completely forgot to say, after After Kevin blew up, an excavation team started going into the middle of the island and started excavating. They dug up what is known as the vault. Once the Season 8 live events happened, the vault opened up, and we went back to the void. This time, there was a bunch of pillars with a bunch of items. And whichever pillar was broken first is the item we would get back. And everyone voted for the drum gun because back in old Fortnite, I guess the drum gun was really busted. I think that was how it is, because I remember a lot of people complained about the drum gun, but then everyone's like, "Oh, bring back the drum gun." So people voted, they brought back the drum gun, and then once they exited the vault, the volcano activated and blew up Tilted Towers, and now we're on to Season 9. So at the start of Season 9, right as they're escaping, a Jonesy and Peely enter a bunker. There's no food, so they turn Peely into a smoothie. And Season 9 begins, and we're in the future. Instead of Tilted Towers, we have Neo Tilted, I think it's called. They should have called it Tech Towers or Techno Towers, but they just went with Neo Tilted. Oh, also, I completely forgot. Around back here, we did get collabs with the Avengers. At this current point, they're not important to the plot. You'll see what I mean by that later. But right now, they're not important. They were just collabs. Same thing how Season 9 had a collab with Stranger Things, and that's how we got the Demogorgon and Cooper. I think that's his name. It's been a while since I saw the show. But yeah, that's how we got those skins in the game as well. Did the music stop? Oh. Yes. All right. So Season 9, we're in the future. Nothing super different. Though we do get Survivor Jonesy, Bunker Jonesy, that's his name. Bunker Jonesy. Fuck. Ah. Ooh, I'm going to... I don't even... Bunker... J. Bunker J. Good name for the man. Bunker J. Okay, so we got Bunker Jonesy. And so... around the map, you would find... I think this has to do with the fort bites, which anyone who played Season 9, I probably made them cringe or have a PTSD flashback. But fort bites were things that you went around the island to find these parts for, and it would make a picture. And I believe that picture was a bunch of scribbles from Bunker Jonesy, showing something grand coming to the island. So, during Season 9, that glacier that got knocked off, it was kind of circling around, and then it started getting very close. Kind of too close. And so we get in... And so, just in case anything happens, people start to repair. So that's where, not Catalyst, what's her name? The secret skin of that season. Not Catalyst. What was her name? I should look it up. I really should look that up. Technically I can do this sitting down, but I don't feel like it. Also, I could have done this in like a Word document, but also no. Fortnite secret skin. Season 9. Singularity. Yes, so the secret skin, Singularity, she started putting together a team. A team of, from what I remember, I guess I should write her name down. Ah. Ah. Ooh, I am not going to be done this. Singularity. So Singularity started putting together a team and a giant robot. So out of the core, or the husk of the volcano, was where a giant robot was being built. And I believe you could see it from the map, or you could see it up close. That, or it was locked off. I don't exactly fully remember. I think it was hidden until... I think it was hidden at the time, yeah. So Singularity put together a team of, from what I remember, Rex... I just erased all my progress. Great. Well then. Shit. I had a bad feeling this was gonna happen. Well, what do I do now? I guess we start over. I guess we'll start over here. Okay, so season 9. Okay. Bunker Jonesy. And then Singularity. And so, where I was... this hurts. So where I was starting, Singularity, putting together a team of Rex, Durburger, Tomato Head, and Drift. Oh, and also Cuddle Team Leader. All putting together made Mecha Team Leader. So... Mecha Team Leader. So once Mecha Team Leader was built, it was time for the big robot monster fight. And that's where the monster came. I don't remember the name of it. I know it has a name, but I'm just going to call it Big Monster. Okay, also, I just remembered, and I wish I could go back, but as you can see, I cannot. Season 6, I believe, or season... Yes, I believe season 6 actually did introduce the 0 point, though I'm not sure if it was called the 0 point at the time. The 0 point being the most important thing in the plot. So season 6 we were teleported to that void. I think the 0 point was there, and then in season 8, or yeah, season 8, we went back to the void into the vault, and the 0 point was also there. And this is important because during the fight between the mecha team leader and the monster, and the big monster, a sword is pulled out of this massive... A sword is pulled out of... No. I'm getting ahead of myself. So they fight. The monster actually has the upper hand. So as a last-ditch effort, mecha team leader punches a hole into the vault, grabbing the 0 point, and basically extracting a bunch of energy out of it. And so... and so... oh, best views on... Fuck off. You really think... remove the space. Oh, the bots are actually getting smart. Okay. So the mecha team leader punches a hole into the vault, pulling out the 0 point and extracting all the energy from it, enough to do a super robot punch, punching the big monster in the face, and walking over to Neo Tilted, grabbing a statue and pulling out a giant sword, and that's where mecha team leader stabs the monster in the face with the giant sword. And it immediately gets stabbed in the face and turns into bones. And then the mecha team leader flies off into space, not to be seen for a good while. And that's where we start Season X. We call it X because X is cool. So Season X, so now that the 0 point is out of the vault, it's kind of not good because of the mecha team leader grabbing it and extracting a bunch of energy from it. That says 0 point. 0 point. So because the 0 point's now out of the vault, and it was actually cracked by mecha team leader, it's now very, very unstable. Basically, what happened is it made a bunch of time rifts. So a bunch of places around the map, specifically Dusty Depot. Dusty Depot's back. Whoop. Or at least was Dusty Depot back? Or was the hole still there? Yeah, I think I think they brought back Dusty Depot. Or was the hole there? I don't remember. Huh. I want to say, yeah, they brought back Dusty Depot. Or was it still Dusty Divot? Either way, the meteor's back. Except this time, it's in a place of suspended animation before it hits Dusty Depot. And immediately off the bat, because it's in a place of suspended animation, you can actually go up there. And people find out that the visitors capsule is already open. He's already out there on the island, and we don't know what he's doing. So, time. What should I say? Time distortion. Okay, time distortion. Yeah, not the best way to spell it. Whatever. So the 0 point starts making time distortions, such as the meteor, and the visitor is now loose already on the island. And so, oh god, a lot of things happened this season. So already, there are these machines, these rift beacons, I believe they're called. Rift beacon. Yeah, I can read that. Rift beacon. So these rift beacons are being created by the visitor. And so he's going around putting these rift beacons at POIs, changing them. We get things such as I forget the name of it. What's the name of the POI that has like the grocery market and all that? Not risky reels. I don't think risky reels. I don't think risky reels comes back, even though a lot of people really wanted it to. Retail row. So Rift Beacon does stuff such as retail row, turning the place more into a season 6 like counterpart with zombies. Neo Tilted going through two actual changes. We'll get to those later, even though they're not super important until way later. I remember there was one put on the football field, and that one malfunctioned, just kind of creating a bunch of glitch items. Basically, all these items that will flicker through multiple items, so like either a Rift Rock or a Kevin Rock or a potato or a whatever, and whatever you grabbed is what you get. Grab at that time is what you get. Moisty Mire, I believe, is changed a little bit. I don't remember if Moisty Mire changed throughout Fortnite's seasons, but it turns back into a swamp, basically. Yeah, I think Moisty Mire turns back into a swamp, and I think it wasn't a swamp before, or was, I don't remember. But I think the most important one is what they do to Neo Tilted. So with Neo Tilted, originally it goes from Neo Tilted to the complete opposite, Tilted Town. Also, a lot of these POIs had special abilities. So, for example, like I said, you had the glitch rocks, which would basically change items every couple seconds. You had Moisty Mire, which had this thing where if you crouch, you would become an item, kind of like a prop hunt. There was Starry Suburbs, a new POI, I believe, that would drop loot from these stars that you could pick up. And Neo Tilted, the map that every sweat hated because it got rid of building. This was before they added no build mode. So it was also no breaking, no building either. So you couldn't actually break any of the buildings as well. AKA, I mostly stood around there because at the time, Fortnite players kind of use building as way too much of a crutch for bad aim. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Nerd. But, so after that, it actually went through a second transformation to Gotham City. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. A part of the desert also turned into a part of Pandora from Borderlands. The big change there, it was replenishing shields, and everything had a a cell shading texture over it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Neo Tilted made it that like some skins got cowboy hats, or it had like a black and white, like a beige filter. I don't remember, something having to do with it. I don't remember, but basically, Neo Tilted went from Neo Tilted Tilted Town to Tilted Town to Gotham City. I don't think there's anything super special in Gotham City, though we did get a little teaser for other skins. And that's when we learn that, and that's when we get introduced to the secret skin. Also, even because it's Season X, I should talk about the mechs. The mechs actually aren't super important to the plot. They were just something they added to the game. People hated them. I liked them. And yeah. It was theorized, though, that the mechs actually came from the mecha team leader, though that was never confirmed from my knowledge. It was just more of a fan theory that because the mechs fell from the sky and not just spawned on the map, that they were coming from mecha team leader, though I don't think that was ever confirmed. But now, after all the... So now we get onto a important plot twist. So the visitor wasn't the visitor at all, but the scientist. So the scientist... So instead of the visitor, we got the scientist. Now the real question is, who's the scientist? How is he so different from the visitor? Well, people noticed that when the scientist released, and there was also an update to the description of the visitor. And that was, both of them were one of the 7. So the 7, we don't know anything about the 7. At this time, we know nothing about the 7. All we know is that both the scientist and the visitor are both from this secret organization known as the 7. And this is where we get into more modern Fortnite lore. And so, from this revelation, we find out that the scientist actually was leaving notes around the island. Notes specifically in the form of cassette tapes. Notes about how he doesn't remember who he is. He doesn't remember who he is or where he is. He's talking about the loop, which is the first time we hear about the loop, which is also very important to modern Fortnite lore. I don't know if this is where the term loopers was coined or if it was later, but this is where we learn about the loop and how the storm and the whole thing of Fortnite, the whole plot of the game of dying, of playing Battle Royale, dying or winning, rinse, repeat, is actually part of the lore. The base plot of the lore is part of Fortnite, of the loop. And how every time you get reset, you start with nothing, you don't remember who you are. Though you have little hints of who you might be. And certain items also get left around the map, such as the 7's cassette tapes, so he can remember who he is. And so, because he remembers who he is, and he made all these beacons, the rift beacons, that's where... I'll just do this. Put those up there. Okay, don't touch that. Okay. There we go. I'm sitting for the rest of this. I'm too tired. I know it's only been an hour, but I'm a lazy man. That's where we get introduced to the Rocket version 2. Oh, whoops. Nah. The Rocket version 2. That is horrible how I spelt it, but there's that better. A little better. So the Rocket version 2 actually isn't being built in its original spot. Instead of the secret villain hideout, it's actually being built right on top of Dusty Depot. And that's where, for some reason, around this time of the rocket being built, it is found through computers on screens at the Dusty Depot, where the visitor set up, or the scientist, I should say, the scientist set up his little base to build the rocket. That there's some sort of malfunction or virus inside the mechs that when they land, they spontaneously combust. And so he's been taking parts of these destroyed, combusted mech parts, and I believe that's what he's using to rebuild the rocket. There's also, I want to say this part of the plot was scrapped, but there's something about some sort of special color scheme having to do with this virus. There was this unlockable white variant of the visitor, and I believe it had to do with this special virus that the mechs had. But I feel like that plot has been completely scrapped because it was never brought up again. So I won't write it down. But what I will write down is the paradigm. So the Paradigm is another member of the Seven. Specifically, the Paradigm, lore-wise, doesn't have much to do yet. So the Paradigm's kind of interesting. She's not in the Battle Pass. She was a item shop exclusive skin, a limited time item shop exclusive skin. Basically, it was plastered all over that she's going to be in the item shop for a couple days or a week. I don't remember which one. And then she's going to disappear forever. She's gone. She's never coming back. What have I joined? You joined a explanation of Fortnite's lore, and I accidentally erased. I'm trying not to erase the other prior 8 seasons of it. Right now we're on season X. We have not gotten far. It's only been 1 hour. Yes, Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite has lore. Lots of lore. Right now we're at the point of explaining the scientist and the Seven with the introduction of the concept of the loop and loopers, and the scientist building the rocket version 2. And right now we're talking about the Paradigm. And now the Paradigm is kind of a non-character yet. So, like I was saying about the Paradigm's kind of a strange case, where instead of the scientist and the visitor being part of battle passes and the secret skins to battle passes, the Paradigm was this once-in-a-lifetime skin that you get from the item shop. She was in the item shop for about a week, and it was plastered all over that she's never coming back. This is the only time you can get the Paradigm. until someone messed up the item servers last year, and now Fortnite completely redid their system of no more exclusivity because of it. But that's in hindsight. So yeah, so all we know about the Paradigm is that she's one of the 7. It does say in her bio her allegiance is unknown, so there's a hint of is she really part of the 7? Was she prior to the part of the 7? We don't exactly know. But once again, this is more crackpot Fortnite theories than actual centrified lore. Though it is important. Give me a second. I just need a quick drink. My throat is killing me. So it is important to note that at this time... Oh, where is my camera? Ah, there it is. So it is important to note, at this time, with the Paradigm being in the item shop and not being anywhere in the lore and having her bio say her allegiance is unknown, and her character design, her main model being very similar to Singularity's from Season 9, the one that piloted the mech and defeated the big monster, people thought, is this the same person? Which, at this time, in the history of Fortnite, is just a theory. A game theory. Sorry, I had to do it. But because the Paradigm shared the same body and suit as Singularity, with the exception of the head, people theorized that it was the same person, and it made kind of a lot of sense. She's nowhere to be seen, her allegiance is unknown. A lot of people theorize it, and at this time, because Fortnite barely had a plot or any lore, it was kind of the perfect theory, because there was nothing going against it. There was nothing going against it at the time. So, let me get back to drawing. So, the Rocket V2, with all the things that has happened throughout Season X, the creation of the rocket, the 7, the loop, it's time. All the good things must come to an end. So that's where the Big Bang, or it wasn't called the Big Bang, that was the OG season thing. So that's when the end happens. The end live event, where the rocket launches off. Where the rocket launches off, flies around, and this time, instead of aiming for Tilted Towers, or I believe it did originally aim for Tilted Towers, but then it came back out more rifts. Then it actually aimed directly in front of the meteor, and then it came out and directed in front of the meteor again, and again, and again, and again, creating this massive rift in front of the meteor. And then we see the meteor the meteor unfreezes from time and enters the rift. Then it disappears. And then, over the top of the 0 point, the meteor falls. As we see 7 rockets guiding the meteor down and flying off as the meteor strikes into the 0 point. And once that happens, we get to the black hole. The black hole is the main thing a lot of people remember from Season X, mainly because it shut down Fortnite for like 3 days. So after the big event, the black hole is all we could see. With the meteor crashing into the 0 point, destroying it in this big explosion, then it collapsed in on itself, creating the black hole, which infamously shut down Fortnite for roughly, I believe, 3 days. And that's when we move on to Chapter 2. Let's see. How long have we... Man, I spent an hour and 35 explaining Season 1. I wonder if I should end it here. This would be a fairly short stream, but my throat is extremely parched, and no matter how much water I chug, it still hurts. Maybe I just need lessons on drawing, or I need lessons on talking longer. But let's draw a big black hole. It's like a... that's not looking good. Anyway. So, that's the end of Season 1. The end. So, that's the end of Season 1. It ends with a big black hole. Though, obviously, we still have five more chapters to go. At this current time, I've been streaming for about an hour and a half, and my throat is extremely parched. I usually do not talk this much during a stream. I think the most I've talked before was during my creepypasta readings, but even then my throat was really sore. So I think at this current time, I'm going to call it here. I'll probably come back to this, or definitely will come back to this. So yeah, this explains the plot of what is now known as Chapter 1. How a game started as just a fun game mode with a little hints of a story here and there, to the start of what I like to call my pain and sorrow, which is the modern Fortnite lore and the lack thereof of it. So, definitely going to come back to this. We'll stop here, and then we'll move on to Chapter 2. And then keep going in that direction all the way up to where we are now with Chapter 6. Maybe I'll do this... I'll put up a surprise... I'm probably going to do this on a surprise stream. Setup. I'll probably do this more on a surprise stream than a regular stream, just because I want to play some more games than explain Fortnite lore. But yeah, so if you made it this far into explaining Chapter 1 from someone who has not gone into the lore this deep in a good while, thank you for watching. As per usual, I stream every Sunday night, roughly around 11. This was a little later. I was actually closer to on time this time. I also do surprise streams. This, if you want to see a continuation of this live, follow me on Twitter and our Blue Sky to see when I will be streaming. I stream very close. I still stream around 11 on surprise streams. So if you want to catch me explaining chapter 2 and forward, follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky, like I said. And yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. I don't know what else to say. Thank you, and have a good night. Bye.